Hey guys, it's Zachary from HardwareZone, and today I get to play around with the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold2. I've got here with me Kim Guan from Samsung, who will tell us all about the phone. Actually, to be honest, I haven't played with this at all. So this is the first time I'm actually touching this phone. I've actually not reviewed the original Fold as well. It was done by somebody else. I've played with the Z Flip, but I've never played with the Fold. So, what can you tell me about the Fold?
First of all, how do you feel once you first hold on to this amazing device?
The first thing that gets me, right? I know a lot of people talk about the screen. Everybody's talking about small screen, big screen, and the screen is nice, but the first thing is really the finish. This feels premium. Now, this really feels like a premium phone. This whole matte finish at the back, it's so smooth. I can't keep touching it. Ever since we sat down, while we were prepping for this, I've just been sitting here. So nice, so nice. It's really very, very nice. Yeah, so how is this construction different from the first Fold?
So as you noticed correctly, the finishing that we have here is called Mystic Bronze, which is also a signature color that we have from the Note 20 series once we unpacked earlier in August. So, and that finish at the back is actually hazed, means that it's kind of like a matte, premium matte kind of finishing. So it's very nice to touch. As you mentioned, you can't get your hands off that back cover, right? And it's actually also reinforced with Gorilla Glass Victus, the toughest Gorilla Glass available in the market at this point, similar to the Note 20 series. And of course, physically versus the original Fold, we have actually received a lot of feedbacks that while the device is being folded, the front screen or the cover display, so to speak, is actually at 4.6 inch. And we have changed that, and it's now almost the full area of the front is now usable, and this is a 6.2 inch cover display.
Check that out. 6.2. When you turn on the screen, can you see that?
Yeah.
It's a full screen.
Exactly.
So you can use this as a proper phone.
As a proper phone, for any purpose, be it gaming or social networking, browsing,
Awesome.
I mean 6.2 for that reference, right? It's the screen size of the almost the same screen size as the Galaxy S20. Yeah. So this has been reinforced from the previous iteration, and when you unfold the device, maybe I got Zach to follow me in the same way. Yeah. Okay. Later we'll talk about how the hinge feels. I'm sure you're feeling it when you're unfolding the device. So once you unfold it, right, the screen has also been enhanced internally. So the internal screen is still our Infinity Flex display. Okay, so two key difference. In fact, three key difference. One is you have a bigger screen from 7.3 inch on the predecessor. Now this is at 7.6 inch.
Okay.
Second difference is the if you notice the front-facing camera. This is an Infinity O, so it doesn't kind of give you too much obstruction. On the predecessor, we have a little notch on the on this side.
Yeah, because you had a camera notch.
Dual camera
sort of
over there.
blocks the
sort of blocks some
screen.
of the screen, correct. And the third difference from the screen, this you need to feel it for yourself, is that this uses ultra thin glass. The first iteration uses the polyimide material. So ultra thin glass is actually a lot more durable, and it gives you a sense that the device and the inner screen, when you touch it, right, it's actually very solid, very
correct.
durable.
So this is kind of similar to what I said just now, right? Because I played with the Z Flip. So
Exactly,
that was first introduced in the Z Flip.
in the Z Flip, correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct,
So it's
correct.
more durable, it's nicer touch, and of course it's so much bigger without obstructions.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the other thing that was sort of improved was that the Z Fold 2 now has a 120 Hz screen, am I right?
Correct, Zach. So on the in the foldable display, it's actually 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate.
What does adaptive mean?
So adaptive means depending on the content that you are using, be it when you're browsing or you are just navigating your device, or when you're playing a high resolution action game, for example. So the adaptive refresh rate actually adapts to different situation, different content that you're playing, and it actually adjusts the right amount of refresh rate. This is for actually optimizing the battery life.
So it goes all the way up to 120 hertz,
Correct.
but it kind of can adjust by itself based on what you're playing.
That's correct.
That's new to the Fold 2, right? Because I realized that like S20 has a high refresh rate screen, but it's not exactly enabled by default. You kind of have to press it, turn it on and off, but this one is not.
Exactly. So for the S20 series, the 120 Hz refresh rate is always on, but by default it's not turned on. So on the Note 20 Ultra and also of course the Z Fold2, it's turned on by default because both devices actually now supports the adaptive 120 Hz refresh rate.
So playing with this, what I realized is like the Z Flip, right? The Z Fold 2 has this new hinge. I think it's called the hideaway hinge. I'll ask him one later, might be wrong, but yeah. And what it does is, if you can see, it sort of stops anywhere I want to put it, and it doesn't move. So that's great. The whole feeling of it now is a lot more premium. It's a lot more. The build quality feels a lot better just because of sort of like this change in the hinge design. So yes, hinge. What's new?
So Zach, thanks for remembering. That's correct. It's the hideaway hinge. So the difference between the hinge design on the Z Fold 2 versus the Galaxy Fold is first of all, you have the cam mechanism that allows you, as you were showing previously, that you can actually use it at different angles. Okay, and it's at freestyle angles for different use cases. We can talk about it a little bit more later. Versus the Z Fold, the original Galaxy Fold, you actually open and close. It's just two angles. Within the hinge, there's also a reinforcement of new technology to actually make the device a lot more durable. Of course, you can't see right here. It's actually very sophisticated design inside the
How
the
durable
hinge.
is durable?
Okay, so just like what you have actually observed on the Z Flip, right? We have introduced the sweeper fiber technology because this area is also a very sensitive area because it's also where the device actually moves, the hinge unfold and fold, right? So what we have, why do we have that sweeper technology that we put in? That's inspired by high-end vacuum cleaners. Actually, they have this sweeping brush that is inside the hinge itself. It actually helps to get rid of any dirt particles that are actually may have actually seeped into the hinge itself. So every time when you move, fold, unfold, it actually rotates, and that sweeper fiber actually get rid of all the dirt and grime that might have actually gone in by accident.
Okay.
And this will actually maintain the usability and the flexibility, of course, of your foldable hinge.
You know what I like about it? It's like when it's open now, I don't see it, right?
Yeah.
It's just it's flat. When it's closed, it kind of looks a bit bulky, right? It kind of does, but it does open up flat pretty nice. And I really like that I can sort of close it one-handed, and it's like very satisfying snap to it. And once it's closed, it's like, oh, this is good. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 now, it's the most premium phone Samsung has right now. Not just the dual screen, not just the flip, the fold, sorry, and not just the build quality. It has Snapdragon 6.5 Plus processor, 12 gig RAM. It basically the highest end specs you can get right now, right? But here's the thing: when most people use a phone, how does it really impact your life? How can a phone be different from anything else, right? So, Lingwan, how is this phone going to change my life?
It can definitely make you more productive. I think we all know that we can run 3 windows on the Galaxy Fold and definitely on the Galaxy Z Fold2. But with the app pairing feature, you can actually place all your favorite configurations of multiple windows together. So what I'm going to do now is I just have a simple tap on my edge screen and all the 3 windows appears simultaneously. So you can even drag and drop content across the windows. For example, I can drag and drop the photo on my internet browser right across to my PowerPoint document. Just let go and you can attach that particular image onto your PowerPoint document.
I keep going back to the hinge because it's addictive.
Yeah, very addictive.
But we talked about the hinge, we talked about app continuity. Let's talk about flex mode. Now, because of this new hinge, we can do flex mode like the Z Flip. Is there any changes to the Z Fold2's flex mode?
Definitely. So assuming you're playing a YouTube video that I have on my cover display right now. Okay, I just place it on the table.
HardwareZone video.
Right? Yeah, HardwareZone video. So if I were to pull out the display, it's actually running still with that hideaway hinge, getting rid of need of any phone stand to pop up while you're watching your video content. So if you want to place it this way, it works too.
Oh,
so there's no need for any stands.
This is kind of like your, convertible laptops, tent mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's cool. Okay. Yeah.
And from here, if I were to open up the screen fully, it goes app continuity, it goes into the main screen, but I can also have my flex mode working here. So once I have this flex mode turned on, the top half will be the video that's continuing to play, and then the bottom you can actually scroll it and look at other relevant and similar videos, or even type in comments, look at comments like HardwareZone videos.
Okay, so the Z Fold2, the last thing we really want to talk about, and I keep the best for last, is the camera. Samsung calls this their pro-grade camera. On the back, it has 3 12 megapixel cameras. You've actually got 5 cameras on this phone, right? You've got a selfie camera, a 10 megapixel selfie camera. On the cover screen, you've got another 10 megapixel camera inside. And of course, that last bit is this. And this is what we want to talk about today. So, what makes this camera a pro-grade camera?
The unique thing about foldable devices is the different angles and flexibility of how you can shoot your photos or videos with the Z Fold2. So flex mode works full strength here. Just let me turn on the camera for example. So when you use flex mode, you actually see your the camera viewfinder. At the same time, your controls are at the bottom half of the screen, and there is actually a preview of the photos that you have taken or the videos you have taken as well. So holding this up, for example, if I were to shoot a photo, I can actually frame it, and if you can notice, my cover display is turned on. I am actually shooting your photographer, but he can see whether it is composed correctly, and he can even give me advice. Do I move myself back, or should I go forward, or should I zoom into him, for example?
How do you enable that? Mine's not showing.
There's a button over here on the top left. Yeah, turn it on and you can actually see a preview. Your subject can see what are you doing to take photos of that. Yeah.
Ooh.
But if, imagine this, now I'm using the rear camera and then he's seeing his preview over at the front cover, right? Turn it around and you realize that your rear camera is now able to help you take a selfie. So you can look at yourself, clearly preview how you want to take your picture, and I just take a snap of myself by using finger gestures.
Ooh.
So you don't have to be just using the selfie cameras to take selfies, but use the pro-grade triple camera system at the back to take a selfie. You can just use your palm.
Oh, I can?
You use your palm to...
Is it on all the time?
Yeah, it's turned on by default, right? Very flexible use cases for the camera system.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a great thing about a big screen.
Your close-up of your eyes. Wow.
Okay, that's cool.
So another thing is that if you were to have it on the table. Imagine just now we're watching video, if you recall, just placing it like that allows you to frame your subject easier, especially useful if you're taking videos. So you don't have to find a tripod, you can just put it here, and then you adjust the screen on top for the different angles. Yeah. So you can just leave it there, and you can actually set a timer if you want to take a selfie, for example. If not, if you want to take a video, you can just turn on the video mode and immediately snap the video on button, and then it films all over the place. There's no need to find a tripod to hold on to the device. So when you place it on your table like that, you can also use it to take videos, and there's this awesome new feature called auto framing. So when you start recording, okay, so now I'm actually recording your colleague, the cameraman.
Okay.
And then if I were
Say
to
hi.
say hi. Yeah.
Okay.
But if there's a subject that moves in, it will auto detect that there are two persons, and it will try to move the frame automatically to the center.
Oh, okay. And so what happens is, oh, you said it will try to keep its. Oh, okay. It tries to keep
It's trying to keep up with you while you're trying to, if you frame it away.
in the center.
Yeah.
Okay. One more thing we need to know. Most importantly, when is this coming into Singapore?
The Z Fold2 will be available in Singapore from the 18th of September at a retail price of $2,888.
Okay.
And we are also doing a pre-order starting from 9th of September.
9th of September. That's in 2 days. Well, from now. But when you see this video, it's 1 day. So if you want to get this phone, you can pre-order it from 9th of September. Where can you get this?
At all three telecommunications operators, as well as our Samsung e-store, Samsung online store.
All the usual suspects. But of course, if you want to know more about Samsung Galaxy Z Fold2, do check out HardwareZone.com. We're going to have more in-depth previews and, of course, our review. Well, that's it for today.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.